Come here, son, nephew, young man, let me holler at you. A long time ago, somebody introduced a term to me called, or more of a phrase, a concept, quote unquote, it'll pay for itself. What does that mean? I think we were talking about, I think it was my barber talking to me about hair clippers, because he basically taught me how to cut my own hair. And that's what I liked about him. It wasn't just about, I could learn all types of stuff from him, but after that, if I messed my hair up, he'd still cut it at a decent rate for me or whatever, just to fix whatever I messed up. Because I was in college and he had moved his rates up to $15 back then, and back then that stung a little bit. So when I'd be in the barber chair, he'd be explaining to me what he was doing. And he showed me what type of clippers he used. He liked the Andis Masters. I don't particularly like them at this stage in life, but the point he made was, at the time they were like $40 or $50, maybe $60. But he said, look, son, in 2 haircuts, they'll pay for themselves. In other words, them 2 haircuts that would have cost me $60, I'm now at the break-even point by cutting my own hair. And a good pair of liners at the time, the Andis T outliner was it was maybe 30 or 40 back then. So by the time I cut my hair 5 or 6 times, I had paid for both items, paid for themselves. And it still does to this day. I've had the same pair of clippers that I cut my son's hair with almost 10 years now. Now actually, because it's not like we cutting hair at a shop where I'm cutting 20 heads a day. It's just his every week and a half or so, or a lineup here and there. So those paid for themselves a long time ago. Plus, haircuts are $25 an hour now. So here's some areas in life where I applied that principle. I got a zero-turn mower about 4 years ago. Before that, I had a regular riding mower at one property I owned. And the concept is this. I figured to myself, okay, I went through a divorce, didn't have any property for a little while. And then once I got back to where I decided to find a residence, it was one where the yard is an acre. And I was going to pay my homeboy to cut the grass. He wanted $150 for mine. And I said, you know what? I got other things going besides just working during the day. Let me save the time and I'll just pay for it. So between my yard and my mom's yard, that was going to cost us $200 a month. No, $200 every 2 weeks. And, his truck or trailer broke or something like that. And 1 week they couldn't come, and my grass was high as all get out. So I just went and got a mower that was $3,500 plus tax, basically $4,000. I went and got a warranty for it. The warranty is poo, by the way. Doggone, was that Home Depot? No, Lowe's. Don't get Lowe's warranty, man. They won't do anything. Like there's 3 blades under there. They need adjusting, and the handle got a little bit to where one handle pushes a little bit. It propels farther than the other one, so you got to adjust your steering. And granted, those are things I fixed myself, but when I decided, okay, you know what, let me just bring it in and get everything fixed since I got a warranty on it. They were like, oh, well, the warranty doesn't cover this, and this. So don't get any warranties from Lowe's. At least not on the mower. But the point I'm trying to make is this. If lawn season goes from March to darn near October in Louisiana, 10 months. No, let's see, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, maybe October. So we're looking at 8 months. 8 months, $400. I'm sorry, I had a brain fart. That's $3,200 a year, right? So the lawnmower pays for itself in darn near 1 year. In 2 seasons, the mower, the trailer, I had weed eaters and stuff already, and I had a push mower, even though it ended up going out on me. But I looked at it like this. Not only would the lawn equipment pay for itself, I've told you about having options. So if push comes to shove, and I am starting a lawn service for my son, so it is going to make us money. And I have done a few other people's lawns as well. I'm not an expert at it. I don't claim to be. But I have that capability if I wanted to pay some money back to me. A while back, I had a contract where I used a Sprinter van. I purchased a Sprinter van to do some work. And granted, it was contract work, so it was already paying for itself, but it allowed me to do some other things too. I could put my mower in it. If I didn't want to use the trailer, all I had to do was use my 4-wheeler ramp. I used it to move one time. Some people paid me to move some things for them. So it had so much different utility. It paid me in more than one way. So when you buy things, look at how you can either A, buy things that pay for themselves, or B, make something that you bought pay for itself by using it to provide a service to someone. Because you always have that option if you're willing to put in the work. I hope that makes sense to you. In the comment section, ask questions if it doesn't make sense to you. In other words, instead of buying junk, instead of buying shoes and jewelry and video games, buy stuff that can turn a profit for you or at least save you some money. And look at it in terms of, if it saves you enough money that you save enough that equals the value of that item, essentially you got it for free. And then essentially it's putting money in your pocket. Sorry about that. This is Baton Rouge. You got to pay attention to everything and everybody around here. Anyway, hit the like button, hit the share button, subscribe if you're interested in the content. I understand it's not for everybody, and that's okay, but we have quality people here, and I appreciate who we have. Share the content, because I guarantee you there's some young man out there who can use this information. And as always, never lose the will to win, never lose the will to survive.